Anytime that you have a question, feel free to stop me here. And yeah, we're gonna act like you're just in this room right now. I got a little bit of a glare on the board, but I'll be explaining what each of these little pieces of drawings means up here. You have any questions?
Okay.
Are you seeing backwards? Is this going left or right for you?
No, the whiteboard's good. I can see the whiteboard in the right order.
What's up, Kim? Great, good to see you. Just saying we're making some history here. This first webinar for Edgebody. So we're gonna get this nutrition class started. No, feel free to speak up however you speak up. Kathy's here. She's actually here in person today. And we're going to go ahead and get started. It's 5:03. So, guys, what we're going to be talking about is in a 1-hour workout, how does what state we're putting our body in affect the results that we're getting? Now, that is a super, super important one. If you understand that, you can change how you're working out based off of the type of result you want to get. And if you apply what I'm going to teach you today, you should know what to do based off of how your diet's been, how many days you have or haven't been working out, all that good stuff. You'll be able to make these little decisions for yourself. So whenever you come into camp, you can decide, okay, do I need to hit hard, high intensity? Do I need to really lift heavy, or should I take it lighter and pump out my reps? Maybe skip some of the cardio. All those little questions and stuff, they do matter. And it forms a full cycle of programming where you get different types of workouts. But it's all based off of what have you been doing, how's your body going to react during different types of intensity, and then how are you going to change the workout to fit your needs. So what we've got up here, a few different charts. This is just going to be a demonstration of how your body's burning calories at different intensities. All right, so LI is low intensity. That is your burning heart rate. For a 30-year-old, which is where I'm at, I'm getting there on the ladder. My fat burning heart rate is 115 to 140. So as long as my heart rate is between that zone, which honestly to me, like the way I lift weights, I hit like a real heavy set, probably 5 or 6 reps, and then I'll drop some weight down and hit another 10 or 15. It takes about 45 or 60 seconds, and y'all know a whole minute of good hard weightlifting, it'll get your heart rate up, you'll be out of breath, right? So I can achieve that low intensity fat burning zone simply by lifting most days, as long as I'm pushing myself, right? I may throw like a little cardio, like every 5 minutes or so, do some shuffles for 60 seconds to keep me sweating, but as long as you're in that zone, which isn't very high, and the older you get, the lower that zone does get. So trying to stay around that like 120 to 130 range, we'll get everybody covered here. That low intensity zone, 60% of your calories are coming from fat, all right? This green marker all over the board is all about my fat. So 60% of your calories are coming from fat. 20% of your calories coming from carbs or sugar. And 20% of your calories will be burned from proteins. All right, so you can already see that during working out, you're going to be burning a little bit of everything, no matter what. But you stay in that heart rate zone, no matter if you're doing like just straight up cardio or if you're lifting weights to achieve the heart rate zone, we're going to be burning predominantly fat calories. Now, over to high intensity. If your heart rate passes, whatever your age you are, as soon as I get over that 145 mark, my body flips a switch, right? This is where I don't fully understand exactly why that happens, but your body's chemistry changes whenever your heart rate is that high, your blood pressure is increased at that point, your body's temperature, all of those factors align. Your body starts burning calories differently. At that point, your body is only burning 20% of its calories from fats, or that third. 75%, almost all of your calories are burned from carbohydrate / 5% of protein up here, which isn't bad. We don't care if it's barely brown protein. That's actually a good thing. But look how far the scale tipped, like from fat burning into sugar burning, and could be going back and forth between that every like 30 seconds. I don't know if you're doing like a workout where we've got like, a barbell squat, and then the next thing is hanging down the turf, and we're going back and forth between those. Heart rate might be going back and forth between burning a lot of sugar and a lot of fat. What we need to do, and I'm going to sit over here, is we need to use this information on how our body is burning calories to decide, number one, which category do we need to be in? That's the first step. That's thinking myself. This is based around how I've been eating. Do I have a lot of sugars in my body that I need to burn off? Right? And y'all know what that comes from is too many carb meals. If you're having like a big old shrimp fried rice or something, and I would consider that a form of a cheat meal, although it's not the worst.
Oh, ABC. Mommy, how about ABC?
Especially if we're like going out to the movies. A few weeks ago, we went out, and I got an icy and a like that hardcore bad food. But the next day, I got up and did a hardcore high intensity workout, and I burned through all those sugars before they ever had a chance to go back. Right? Because temporarily, my body stores them in my liver. We got right here, about the size of a football, and that's where all these nutrients pass through, really store, and then your liver takes those nutrients and puts them where it needs them. Right? Sugars, carbohydrates will stay there until you burn them off, or within about 24 hours. If you don't, then your body's like, okay, we're not going to use these. Send them aside and store them as fat. So we want to avoid that. You can either plan ahead if you know you're going out, like, hey, I got a birthday party I'm heading to tonight. We're going out for drinks. Work out in a few hours beforehand, so you deplete your body of all those sugars, clear that liver out. That makes room for it to store some sugar temporarily so that you don't overflow into body fat. Because if your liver's already full and you go and you start eating cake, then your body, it doesn't have room for that. So it's like straight to fat. That's it. No chance. All right, so deplete first if you need to. Then you have the cheat meal, and then you go, and you want to probably get those out of your system again. Now, go out of your system, whenever you flip the switch and you go to a different objective thinking, you go, wait, I already did my high intensity and I'm back on my regular nutrition grind. I've been eating healthy now. I did my high intensity yesterday. I got all those sugars out of my system. Now I need a fat burning workout. I'm not fearful of taking steps back. So as long as you're not scared of backtracking, then flip the switch into forward thinking. Then we can actually take some rest out here. Maybe go a little weight and just kind of keep moving. Instead of grabbing 15-pound dumbbells and being like, that put your body on a lot of stress, that's going to jack the heart rate up. You can be lower with the low intensity, burn more fat. Maybe instead of 15s, you only take 8s. You're saying it's going like that.
No, Mommy. Are you burning everything down?
It's all about keeping it under control when you need to. Now, the cheat meal to the side. The other factor will be if you've been healthy, you've been exercising day after day after day, you would only want to do low intensity workouts.
What are you doing?
To avoid that. The workouts that we do here, they are built to where you can choose every day just to be a high intensity. You need high intensity, all you do is all the resistance type exercises, you go heavier on. All the cardio exercises, you go faster on. You do them. If you only need the low intensity, take the stress off.
Girl, what are you doing?
And then for the cardio-based exercises, you either go real or you keep it if you need. You got that heart monitor saying you're getting out above 145 BPM per minute. And you just hang back for, they're doing, I don't need that. I'm good. Right. Is everybody on the same page with me?
Yeah, my problem is though that I feel like I always like my heart rate, no matter what I do, is up. Like it takes nothing to get me to 170.
Yeah, and that's going to be a little bit of a curve. It takes usually around that 6 weeks for your body to adapt into getting the oxygen depleted out of its bloodstream like that regularly. That's what happens. You're using all the oxygen, your muscle contractions. Your blood pressure goes up, your heart rate goes up to try to pull more oxygen in. But once your body gets used to that, your heart rate has to. So eventually your body starts pumping the bloodstream faster.
Better not be ordering nothing.
So
Get on out of here.
get over that curve. But in the meantime, I would try on cutting all the cardio stuff out, stuff that's not going to make your muscles work, and then only trying to focus on the resistance training so that you can manage that heart rate down as much as you can. And the resistance,
Turn off that light, Jameer.
you might have to skip some sets. You say, Kim?
Hello.
You say something?
I'm talking to my children.
So that's a good point. I go in and out of shape. You know, when I twisted my ankle, I went like 4 months without jogging. Even I literally couldn't walk. So as soon as I got back, I was bad. Like it took me it was about 6 weeks to get back in shape. So that's what people
So like the parts of the workout when he's telling you to like do sled pushes and like I guess I don't really know what exactly is cardio and what's not.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like when he's going over the workout, I'm not really sure what I need to like omit or not do.
So cardio are going to be things, number one, that don't have any resistance. So like jumping jacks, there's no resistance on my muscles at all. Like I'm just moving my body.
Right. Okay.
So like push-ups, there's resistance. Those muscles are really squeezing.
Right.
Yeah, sled push is kind of in the middle because you're really going to get what I would do is hold the weights up, make that sled push heavy, and just go slow.
Okay. Okay.
On the resistance side, then the cardio side.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. You can change these workouts and you can amend them. And if you don't know, all you have to do is walk up to one of my trainers and tell them like, hey, I'm trying to think this out. I need more resistance with this exercise. I don't really know how I could do that. How can I make it more resistance based? And that's what we're trained to do. You know, we could be like, oh yeah, we'll just throw another 45-pound plate on there, just go real slow.
Okay. Cool.
That's low intensity, high intensity. We're going to talk about through a 1 hour workout now. That's where this half of the board's going to come in. We're going to go very slowly, step by step. I'm going to take this like 5 minutes at a time over the course. This whole thing is going to be for 60 minutes. 60 minutes here, 60 minutes here, and that goes for this one up here as well. Now this is going to be my blood sugar, this bottom chart here. All right, our blood sugar needs to be between 72 milligrams per deciliter and 110 milligrams per deciliter. Right, as a human being, that is our stable and healthy blood sugar levels. Now, some people have issues keeping their blood sugar there due to insulin issues, that's diabetics or people with hypo or hyperglycemia. Yeah. So, we also need to follow physicians' recommendations, because that's a little bit above my specialty on this. But as long as you don't have those issues, your body should maintain and balance out your blood sugar for you. But it's only going to be reacting to what you're doing. All right. So we're going to talk about this in the sense of a workout, considering the first thing we're going to talk about is that you've been eating how you're supposed to eat, healthy, balanced meals, controlled, spaced throughout the day evenly, and we're going to act like you've been working out every day. All right. This is, we'll consider it's Thursday. You came in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and this is the 4th day in a row you've worked out and ate healthy. So first thing we're going to discuss is that your heart rate, we're going to act like we already warmed up here, okay? 5 minutes in, went through the warm-up of the class. We're not sweating or anything yet, but we're definitely starting to feel loose. Heart rate is barely up. We're gonna go right here at 100. Yeah. I don't know if y'all can see where I drew that dot, but it's on the lower side. That. Now, blood sugar coming into the workout, we should have been eating regularly throughout the day. Blood sugar should be stabilized around 90 to 100 milligrams per deciliter. All right. Now, depending on the workout, y'all know sometimes we do one station, then we move to the next station, then we move, and we keep it moving. Sometimes we're at one station, we're going back and forth between 2 exercises 3 times, and then we rotate to another station, back and forth. We're gonna act like this is that workout. Right? We're gonna go 2 exercises per station, back and forth, intervals, and then you get the rest. So, first station, heart rate. Working non-stop through that. Heart rate gets up, we hit the 140 BPM mark. Okay. Took 4 minutes to get through that station, and in 4 minutes, your heart rate increased 40 BPM. Now, your blood sugar at that point is not going to be very effective. Right? It takes, number one, we haven't burned very many carbohydrates at all because we're still between 100 and 140. That's still in the low intensity zone, so we're burning mostly fat. Blood sugar is not affected at all. Fat, however, this green triangle, this is our fat meter. That's how much fat is in our body currently in the past 24 hours of healthy eating. All right, this would be your avocado, your salmon, your steak, your egg yolks, almonds, and all the things with the good healthy fats in them. It takes about 15 minutes of low intensity exercise to burn through all that fat. So, with that being said, the first 5 minutes of this station, we burn through about 1/3 of our fat. So I'm going to already, okay, 1/3. All right, that's a step in the right direction. Because what we're trying to do here, we've been good. We've been on our grind all week long. Our body doesn't have any stored sugars. We want to get to the fat burning. We want to get that body fat out of here as soon as possible. So we have to get this fat meter to run out so that our body kicks into the secondary source of fuel. At that point, when you're in the low intensity zone, it's body fat. All right, so we're doing everything we can to stay in the low intensity zone because that's where we're burning the most fat calories. So heart rate got up to 140. After the first station, you get a 1 minute rest. After that 1 minute rest, heart rate came back down. You were at 1. We're going to go through another station here. All right, we're going to act like we're at station 2. Heart rate was already up a little bit more now. Instead of 100 like the beginning of the workout, it's at 120. When you consider that, you do all of the exercises at station 2, but this time, heart rate got up to 150. All right, you crossed that level for about a minute there. All right, we still did burn fat for another 4 minutes here. So I get to cut away from the fat meter. Almost another 1/3. There's that 1 minute high intensity where our blood sugar is just gonna really drop about 5 milligrams. All right, nothing crazy. Now we get that 1 minute rest, heart rate comes back down. This time after 1 minute rest, it's at 130. All right, this is where we need to consider. Do this properly. After 2 stations, you're sweating, the muscles are feeling like they're definitely awake. You got some blood flow going through. Y'all know exactly what this is. All right, so if my heart rate is 130 and my fat burning range is about 110 to 140, I'm going to skip my first interval. All right, that next 30 seconds, and there'll be a 15-second rotation on top of that, so 45 seconds extra break. I'm going to take it. I'm going to let my heart rate come back again. That's going to get me back down to 110. All right, then I'm going to do the other 5 intervals at that stage. All right, back up to 140. Again, I spent another 4.5 minutes in the low intensity fat burning zone because I didn't rush in. My heart rate was only at 130 when the next station started. I didn't start yet. I still hung back. I took a little extra rest, let my heart rate come down again. So that I can flow back up through that zone here in the right spot. 110 to 140. fat burning zone for most people. Yeah, and we'll go over directly too. If you have questions, I can tell you exactly what those numbers are.
Okay.
But because I took an extra break here, my heart rate stayed in the fat burning zone rather than going up in the high intensity, so I get to eat right. Now I barely have any of that fat meter. I don't have my blood sugar, so that means that as long as your blood sugar is stable, it doesn't go low, it is going to be able to burn fat. I don't know if y'all can see this here, but if your blood sugar gets too high, you go into fat storage. Blood sugar gets too low, no fat burn. But we do not want to tank our blood sugar here. Now, at that station afterwards, we get a 1 minute break. And back down. All right, my body has adapted in this workout. That's what happens. Now, one more station. I'm going to kill it. My heart rate goes up to 160 this time. All right, so I did get rid of all my fat now because I still, for about a minute here, I was raising up through that fourth station. My fat from food. And I also crossed the line and I spent a couple of minutes again burning primarily sugars in the high intensity zone. So my blood sugar again. Down a little bit right there. Down a little bit. So now y'all can see this line. It's just small little hits. Now we're getting kind of close. This gap here is very close to blood sugar. And at that point, we would not burn fat at all. It doesn't matter what else you do, no fat burning is going to happen. All right? And as a matter of fact, that takes your body out of a fat burning rhythm for about 12 hours. You have to eat a couple meals to restabilize your blood sugar and your insulin levels. And then your body feels comfortable enough to start burning fat at a very slow rate again when we're not working out. Right? While we're working out, we're in this low intensity zone, we're burning fat 5 times faster than we are right now as we're just standing here. So, really opportunity extra breaks. So getting back into this, after 4 stations, I'll pull out for 160 because that 4th station I'll push through all of them again. So going into the next station, we had that 1 minute break. Let's say my heart rate got back down to 130. That's not enough, right? If I start working out, my heart rate's at 130. It's not going to be one interval. I'm going to be right back up at 145 again, getting out of my fat burning. So, off. I'm going to skip the first 2 intervals at that station. We've got 6 intervals. So I'm still going to get 2 sets each on these exercises. By doing that, I create another minute and 15 seconds of break. And I let my heart rate come all the way back down, say 105. And I jump back in, work out, back up, 140. Okay. I'm right back in my fat burning zone. I just spent another 4 minutes. Now, 4 minutes, my fat meter's out. Now my body has kicked into burning body fat, and I'm getting results that I want for 4 minutes. 4. As long as you keep up that pattern and you continue to take breaks when your body needs it, your blood sugar will stay stabilized. You'll never fall low. And you're just adding into your fat burning zone. Over an hour's time, you can end up burning 300 or 400 calories of fat straight from your body. Do that like 15 to 20 times a month. That's whenever you notice like a little roll goes away and all of a sudden it's not there anymore. It literally, your body pumps into energy so you can move and move. So, how do you control that heart rate though? Because that heart rate controls what type of calories you're burning, or your blood sugar to make sure your body's stable so you can burn. And whether food so you can deplete that so your body can actually kick into that as its main fuel source. A lot of information, but that's exactly how it works, and that's how you need to. We're going to go over a couple more scenarios too, so this might understand better. But that's how you handle it. Again, this Thursday, ate clean and you worked out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now it's Thursday. You're all good. You need to make sure. Cardio, keep that heart rate on. Yeah, if you're doing all that, and signs of low blood sugar, how do you know what your blood sugar is at? You have to signs that you enter past the 72 milligrams, normally around like 60, 65 milligrams, whenever you start experiencing really fatigue, lifting much weight, maybe like shakiness, or like I get itchiness across my eyebrows and a little like, uncomfortableness. Yeah, or lightheadedness. Yeah, all those negative things. Yeah, if you don't feel right, your body probably went low blood sugar. People are really crazy, especially if they store sugar in their liver. They get low blood sugar real quick and they feel sick and everything. Then mentally, it's like, oh no, that workout, it didn't make me feel good. I don't like working out. So it can be a really negative thing. So we want to make sure we don't push too hard to induce low blood sugar through exercise, because that only develops negative reinforcement to exercise. I'll go over. Does anybody have any questions before I erase any of this? Because we're going to do another scenario. All right.
Mm-mm.
Is regroup. Get our fat meter back on. But now we're also going to have a sugar meter. Sugar-o-meter.
Is this going to be the one where we haven't ate well?
Yes. Yes, this is, and I'll explain a few scenarios here, all right? So again, we got back, it's just blood sugar. We're gonna, your blood sugar is still going to be stable, but it'll probably be on a little bit of the higher side. Okay, all right, and then we'll talk about the heart rates. Again, we'll start at the very low, but coming into this situation, this would be, again, it's Thursday, but you went out for Wild Wednesdays and had some Wild Wing Wednesdays and bourbon or something like that. Or like the night before, if you had a cheat meal, any day, all right? Or in general, your diet just hasn't really been snacking on some peanut butter crackers one day, and then the next day you had like you had a little chocolate bar, and it wasn't bad, like anything crazy, but if you've been picking throughout the week, you know you've got a little bit stored up, all right? That's what, hold on, Susie, what's that face?
Listen,
Yeah.
there were donuts at work this week, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Donuts are my number one. When my dad would take me to school every morning. He would give me 2 donuts from a little bakery up the street. So that's like my stuff. There is a protein bar. The brand is called One. They have a maple glazed donut flavor.
Yeah.
All the gas stations.
It's all.
One bar, and they have like cake. I mean, all their stuff is delicious. Yeah. But everything looks the same except for now we have this pink meter. That's our sugar meter. Relabel these. And this is going to be stored sugar. This pink right here is in your liver. And if you don't get it out of your liver through high intensity exercise, burning all of these 75% of your calories from carbohydrate, then your body will turn this pink sugar into body fat. All right, so you're at risk of, even if you've been doing good, you're at risk of stepping right back. All right, and this is how people, end up losing the same 5 pounds over and over and over again, is they don't understand this concept. Maybe if they understand, they don't practice it. Did that look funny? I just dropped my marker. So, going through the same stuff. We already warmed up, so heart rate's slightly elevated. We're going into the first step. And I ate a protein bar, and that's what's right here. I got a turkey sandwich sitting over here, too. Going on. So first station, 5 minutes, heart rate goes up. 130. All right. So we just spent 5 minutes in the fat burning zone. Deduct some of our food fat. Exact same thing that happened last time. The blood sugar did not get hit because we went in the high intensity zone. You get a 1 minute rest, heart rate comes down, it's now 110. Start the next station. We're pushing ourselves, we're doing every single one. We don't have a 40-minute time limit. What time is it? I got 8 more minutes, we're gonna get through this. I didn't know, I don't have Zoom Premium apparently, so I got 8 more minutes with y'all. When this disconnects, if you have any questions, text me.
Oh man.
I'll film after this goes. I'll film it on my phone. I'll post it on the Facebook so I can go back and hear the end of the conversation.
Okay, cool.
All right, so moving forward, we're pushing ourselves. We're doing everything at that station because we know we got this sugar meter that we have to get out of our bodies. So we're getting pushing hard. Next station, heart rate gets up to 160. We're crushing it. Now we spend a little bit of time, a minute in that. Our sugar meter now gets hit. Our sugar does not move yet. We spent a couple minutes in the fat burning zone, moving up towards it. A little bit of that. We do this a few more times back and forth. We go down, 1 minute break. I'm at 120. I push through everything. I'm back up 160. Break. Go down 130. 160. All right, so we went through 2 more stations, and we were pushing the fat burning zone and the sugar burning zone. Fat burning zone, sugar burning zone. Blood sugars stayed the exact same because we never went into burning sugar out of our liver, out of our bloodstream. All right. It's going to keep on going. I can keep this zigzag going back and forth like that a few more times. And what's going to happen is you're going to slowly chip away at that fat and sugar, and then fat and sugar. And now look, now we ran out of our fat meter. We're through like 6 stations, so there's a half hour gone. We're going to the second workout here. Do 1 more station like that. I'm going high intensity, but then I'm feeling good now. I got all this sugar out of my body. Right? It's where you got options. And you'll be able to feel that at some point. You'll feel a shift in your body where you're like, okay, like it's gone. Right? You won't feel like shaky or anything, but you actually just feel smooth. Right? Your heart rate's up, but you feel good. At that point, what we need to do is either stop working out, go on, let your body recover, or you got to go right into trying to get on your fat burning timer. So you would drop the resistance, go right back into what we were talking about. Sorry, not drop your resistance, drop your intensity. Go back into taking those extra breaks so that you can start adding +4 and +4 and +4 to your fat. That's going to be burning fat from your body. All right, if you burn through all those sugars that we had over here, and you keep going with your high intensity up here on these high zigzags, but the heart rate's getting up like 150, 160, 170, then what's going to start happening is that blood sugar will start to fall because your body then is going to be in the high intensity zone, burning off 75% of its carbohydrate or calories from carbs, and then it's not going to have any stored sugar in your liver anymore. That's where you got to be careful. Once you feel your body shift, you cannot continue to go high intensity because that's whenever you end up, blood sugar gets low, cross that line, you start shaking and you're like, oh, your legs are trembling. You can't see my legs right now, but all that number. And then you done messed up. All right, and at that point, your body shuts down. It will not burn fat, and it's not going to burn fat for hours. You're going to have to eat several meals and get your body back up to that. And then, point being, you didn't just mess up all the way because you got rid of all those stored sugars. You go back on your healthy eating, but now the next 12 hours, you're just kind of sitting there like, not getting any results, but I guess I'm trying to get back on track here. It's a little less motivating, knowing that your body isn't really burning. So once you get to the point where you burn out all those sugars, my recommendation is stop. push it really hard, you put your body going harder,
ABC.
not skipping anything, your body
Come
does
on, ABC.
Give me a second.
consider that. Maybe you leave after 45 minutes. Okay? I would stay longer on the days you go low intensity. Try to keep your high intensity days purposeful, but on the shorter side. Absolutely need to get your hour in, and you're like, no, I can't get back in here for a couple days. I need to give me 20 more minutes. Once you've been through that first half hour and you know you went hard and you burned through all those sugars, you really need to tone it down. In the second half hour, maybe cardio exercises. Or come down your weights. Instead of doing the 15s, go back to only doing the 8s. And
Would it be okay if say I stayed like for a 30-minute class, if I only stayed like 10 or 15 minutes of the next round?
always.
Okay.
I think that it would be polite if it's said by the trainer so that they don't think that they made you mad or something. But if you're like,
Right.
it's all good for me today, I'll see you later. Yeah. I mean, I would love to see everybody getting that extra 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody, we got about 2 more minutes before this is going to shut us off here. Does anybody have any questions online?
Mm-mm.
If you have any questions, you got my phone number, text me. Got a couple more sessions tonight. I probably won't be back on my phone again until tomorrow, but
Good sources of protein. That's what I need.
sources of protein, all of your meats, egg whites, edamame, turkey pepperonis, the muscle milk smoothie shakes. I'm in love with those.
Are the Premier Protein shakes not good?
No, they're very good. They're just protein though. So drinking one of those by itself is only giving you protein. I wouldn't even consider that a snack because you still need a little bit of something else. And especially,
Right.
you need more than just that Premier Protein. What I would do
Okay.
is banana, drink that Premier Protein shake. That's a good little snack, carbs and protein, and then come in here and work out.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off and kick this off. I'll see y'all soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.